Hello, boys and girls.
Hello,
you
all.
copied me.
What do you mean I copied you?
This drums is
I bought it before you. You just want mine before. You just want your own before I want my own.
Which means you copied me.
Yeah, a big fool.
How do we know that you bought it before? I also have these slippers.
We will buy it at the same time.
That's not the point. You copied me again. I don't like it. I don't like your attitude. And you saw me wearing this on Wednesday. That's what inspired you.
Yeah, you've been crazy for a long time.
That's what inspired you to this. I'm just telling you the facts. It's not really anything new. As you can see, my voice is on its way.
Nobody is surprised. It's around that time. We've had this for almost 2 months. So, of course, your voice is going again.
Look, do you know, man, I don't even know. I've actually figured out the issue now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, acid from my stomach is affecting my... One thing that is bringing everything up
to the surface.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the moral of the story. So I'm conserving my voice, actually. So don't be talking too much to me.
Well,
I don't want to say that much.
I don't even like talking to you.
Are you sure?
To be quite frank.
That's a Jesse lie. I don't want to say that much on this episode as a result of my voice.
Sure.
I'm a mover and shaker in society.
Oh, shut up.
And so my voice is actually quite key. You know, they say time is money. Good.
So what did you do this weekend?
No, listen, I've been in bed for like 2 weeks, so let me not lie to you. My body has just decided that it's not letting up. You know, I have 1 or 2 health dynamics that are in flux at the moment. So what did I do? Yeah, that's pretty much. I went to the countryside though.
Yeah,
I did. I was telling you, I went to the countryside for a crucial family meeting.
Oh my God.
I gave Jolla the report. I said, hey. You know when you're invited for something and then what you think is happening there is actually the opposite of... I thought they were going to share money for us. Then they call everybody descendants, guinea corn. I thought, okay, good. This is nice. Maybe ahead of time. All the only head. That's not what they did. They just wanted to see everybody. What the hell is this? Who wants to see all? Anyway, listen, that's just it. But you know, I decided because of that meeting that I'm going to share my inheritance before I die.
No, I will do no such thing.
I will. I think it's high banter.
I'll do no such thing.
Like the executive of my will is going to read it out while I'm there.
No.
I want to see. I say, okay, next time you. Maybe I warned you.
No, I won't do that.
No, I will do that. That's all. Because it's the shock factor.
Yes, that's what will push you into your grief.
It's the surprise.
By the time your children start, that's what will...
No, because the thing is, when you're not... No, but when you're not there, what fun is that?
It's not supposed to be fun.
It is.
Do you know that I feel like I like Nigerian funerals when the person is old?
Yeah, because it's fun.
Because it's fun. But I really worry about, so our culture doesn't help with... So I was talking to someone... No, I wasn't talking. The person was talking to me about something... Basically, it was about grief. And it was a really interesting idea. So the thing was, he had looked for... Okay, so he I don't know, like a passing thought about Dagrin. And you know, Dagrin's main producer was this guy, Sosik. So he went to look for stuff about Sosik, and then he read about... So Sosik wrote this thing to Pulse about when Dagrin died and like what happened after. And you could... He sent me like a screenshot of the thing, and the guy was clearly going through it.
Yeah.
And
how recent was the thing?
No, it was like I think it was a few months or almost a year after.
Oh, okay, so it was...
Yeah, like looking back on Dagrin Shah.
Thank you so much.
And basically, like, you could see that...
That was a very chaotic way to hold a glass. To hold a mug.
But you could read that the guy was really spun out. Like, he saw him in the hospital and he really thought he would be fine, and he died. And he said for a long time, he just couldn't come to grips with the fact that his friend had died. Oh, that he went to TB Joshua, like, can you help? Like, he couldn't come to grips with it. And we're talking about how, like, his career after never really popped off. But the other producer that was on the project was SARS, Kondo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, like, he was talking about how it's really weird that, do you think... Because when you read it, you could see the guy was deeply grieving. And I was thinking about how Nigerians in general, like, we're just bad with grief.
Our culture doesn't encourage it.
Not just even encourage, but there's even like a thing where there's a set time for you to be deeply sad. And after that, like,
Is there
get a
even?
grip.
Because let's think about it. Okay, let's use an older person. You know, your grandfather, your grandmother dies today. By the time I get there, their canopy's out.
Yeah.
Like by the time I get there,
Or somebody has to be organizing.
See, by the time I get there this evening, so anybody our age is not sitting down. Why? They are serving people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The family has but 2 hours to come to grips with it. And then all of a sudden, people have flooded you. And it's with good intentions, don't get me wrong. But then...
I don't think that many people is with good intentions.
But then when they get there,
I'm sorry.
and then what you happen is, Sheti Losi and Okini. And you know, when you're in passing conversation, you're like, oh, have you stopped by? You're just thinking, have you not even that? On the first few days, you're thinking, oh, I've not stopped by to greet them. But then that greeting them is good. Oh. You greet them, oh, so sorry. Then you sit down. When you sit down, well-meaning people are not just going to have you sitting down in their house looking. They are going to now start thinking, okay, let somebody be in charge of making sure, at least, even if it's water or a drink they give you. Do you know what I mean? And this just, and then the more popular the person is, the longer this thing takes. And so what happens is for a week or two before the funeral, your house is just packed, full of people eating and drinking, sure, reminiscing or whatever, but you have to manage that. And then I told you, I remember, I cannot forget when my grandpa died and someone asked for ginger beer. I said, Otunse request. You planned it, Abby. Are you crazy? I said, your grandma normally has it. I said, yeah, because she knew this was happening today. And she, you know, so it's a stress that culture, like, I get it, but then you don't have the time because now you're taking care of people and then you're planning the funeral. And then because, you know, obviously they let you grieve, but the person is old. So you're supposed to even look at the funeral day. You're supposed to be dancing. You're supposed to be, and like, sure, on the one hand, but I've been to so many funerals where the family, maybe the daughter or the son is dancing and crying. Because they're just like, this is, why all a big party? But like my father or my mother just said, this is a crazy
thing.
Yeah, crazy thing.
But my own thing was
me and my friends are in a table somewhere. Very much in a machine and should be drinking champagne.
But the thing I was thinking about was more, what if the person is not old?
Okay,
so there's a time. Yeah, but
crazy.
People still have this time frame where there's a level of grief that's acceptable, and after that, like there's a thing where like you said, like move on, and it's weird. Particularly when there are degrees of separation. So if it's a sibling, they are more understanding, or if your parent was younger. But then when it's a friend, no matter how close you are, people actually genuinely do have like a time frame where after that, they are really like irritated or annoyed.
Just impatient.
Your grief can't even be that deep, honestly, because you start hearing things like I know they were friends, but is he her brother? Or is that her sister? And so I thought about it specifically. Then there's a book I read. It's called Someday Maybe by a British Nigerian author. I think her name is Oyin. I'm going to mess up the name, but the book is called Someday Maybe. And the main character's husband dies and she's young. She's in her 30s, early 30s. And it's very shocking. Nobody expects it. And her grief is really deep.
Yeah.
It was in that thing I realized that my response to grief is not normal. Because she's not doing the normal. She's not dignified in her grief at all.
She's like breaking down.
Mess. Yeah. There's a way people want you to be. The most, when they say, she's a mess, it's like, just be very sad. You can't act out. It's just like, she's so sad. That's the one people understand. But it's almost like she goes a little bit mad because he was not ill and stuff. And you're reading it. And like I got to a point and I realized like, oh, this is the point of this book. Because even me, I started thinking like, this babe, like what's going on? Only to be like, her husband died. And it was just something that I thought about, that what if it's even a friend? And the people that were closest to her were her best friend and her parents, her immediate family. They were really like doing their best, but they were struggling because her grief was not what they expected at all. They were ready to like hold her up and take care of her. But when she started acting, quite frankly, bizarre, it was that thing of like, almost on the verge of, okay, so he died. And I really thought about it and I was like, I think people, deep emotions that are not positive, we don't know how to manage at all. Because I remember thinking at a point, I was like, But it was her best friend in particular that was just like, that just kept on being the person that was like, I'll show up anyway. So at a point, she even disappears. Her parents don't know where she is. Her friends don't know where she is. Her siblings don't. Like, you know that kind of thing where it's not, this behavior, this is not to the part that they understand. Like, and her family is really supportive, but I could see it and I could read it. So when we were having that conversation yesterday, I mentioned, and I was like, it is so crazy because you understand that. Like, I know how long it took my dad to grieve his mother properly because he was going through the emotions. And then he felt a little bit embarrassed because it was months later.
Yeah.
And a part of me was still like,
that's your mother.
That's your mother.
Bro.
Like now, my dad and my uncle, they joke about it a lot, but they are orphans. There's nobody that wakes up and they are a priority. My mother's children are a priority. Let's not lie, let's not steal. In fact, we are my father's priority. My parents love each other very much, but they think about their children first. There's nobody in the world thinking about Kola and Tunde first. Yeah. And that's really, really sad.
Yeah.
But sometimes when they say they miss their mom, they really try to like quickly my dad,
move
something will happen.
it,
something will happen. And my mom was an only child. My mom's example is even worse. My mom,
this coffee is very dynamic. Who made this? I don't think your future is in culinary. Kilo day.
It wasn't Felix.
You know there are 3 ingredients. Just coffee, the milk, and the sugar. So for it to be mixed in this ratio,
who did it? Was it him?
Is too crazy.
She's that work. She can't stay there long. But Shay doesn't drink milk. Yeah, okay. So she's new to this experience.
Bro.
Sorry, dear.
The amount of coffee.
Don't worry, you'll be awake till tomorrow.
The amount of coffee in this is a lethal dose. Then sugar. And then she just put like 1 dash of milk just in case.
She made her gas coffee for you.
Wow.
But yeah, my mom sometimes will miss her mom. Maybe something will happen. Like, okay, let me give you a good example. Let's say, Fekemi went to her grandma's house and with her mom and her auntie. And my mom will feel a little bit sad and be like, she should go and visit her mom. Then she just wants to. And my mom is like, no, talk.
No, say it.
She's like, your mom. So we're very weird, I think, culturally with grief.
This episode is sponsored by MTN.
If you're a lover of music, this is for you.
You can enjoy your favorite songs and podcasts, which is only this one, let's be frank, on Apple Music, free for 6 months on your iPhone or Android, courtesy of MTN.
All you have to do to enjoy this amazing offer is send music to 8,000.
Spell music.
MUSIC.
Very good. After 6 months, you will be charged 1,000 naira per month after 6 months.
So get your MTN SIM, send MUSIC to 8000 to start streaming your faves on Apple Music now. MTN.
Everywhere you go.
Yes, what did I do this weekend? I'm so sorry. What did I do this weekend? The only thing that was like the upside was I had a really nice lunch on Sunday. Lala's Bistro.
Why didn't you call me? Who'd you have lunch?
Mind your business.
Okay, so why didn't you invite me?
Actually, I should have.
Is it because of the person you had lunch with? So why didn't
What if I was ashamed?
Of the person?
Yes.
I'm always part of that. I'm always down for the ride. Let me enjoy you in your shame. There's no food.
I actually didn't think about it.
Okay, so I want to ask you why that is the case.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't think about it. I didn't know what you were up to. Do you know, let me know something about Fekemi. Fekemi makes it out to be that I'm the one that's always in a corner. Fekemi is constantly up to stupid shenanigans.
Yeah, but I'm not in a corner. That's the difference between me and
Fekemi is always up to stupid shenanigans.
I inform you at a later date.
Yes, at a much later. But she's always up to stupid and foolish shenanigans. But I think that's the main thing. And then Leila came to see me at home, which was nice.
Yeah, last time Leila came to my house was a food. Last week.
She kills me.
She does. That was a lot of fun.
So
meanwhile, Leila, all the plans we made there that last week, I want you to see that this weekend came and went. One single plan. Like
was it outside plans with Leila?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And you and Wale.
Okay, if Wale was involved, then might have happened.
It didn't happen.
Wale, baby.
I have to call him.
Wally boy.
After this.
Wale,
I told
baby.
You now that I suggested to Wale that we...
You guys get together?
Yeah.
Do you want to kill him?
The way he laughed. I said it feels so
that
bad.
man has such a peaceful spirit.
I said, feeling so bad. I said, I want to be his peace.
But he always like...
My point is, I said, I want to be his peace.
Do you know why I don't believe him?
Just like FK Abeg. So what I want to know is that, can I not be peace?
I've said, do you know that reminds me of
Can I not be your peace?
This reminds me of the time I said to someone that I can't remember what word I used, and the way he laughed, he was like, "You are deeply lacking in self-awareness." I think I said something like me being like, I don't know whether the word I used was gentle or something, but the way he laughed at me.
Do you consider yourself to be? So I said the other day that I was low maintenance, and a man laughed at me.
I am not. So I think the thing is,
I mean, I was joking. I would hate to be low maintenance.
I am not. But the thing is, I used to care about how I came off. Like,
you know what's funny? I've always wanted to be high maintenance.
I used to care about how people received me. I no longer care about their reception.
No.
Yeah.
And for me, the wonderful thing about being high maintenance is when you know something is high maintenance, the way you approach it is with a sense. Like now, okay, I don't want to use an analogy because anything I now compare it to, basically I'm now comparing myself, a woman, to a random object. Can you see how we're now in a bad place? Okay, men. Let's use men. Men who are high maintenance, let's compare them to cars. This works. This works for me. If you are approaching like a
Mazis,
like a Benz, and you want to buy a Benz, you want to be operating in a Benz, especially depending on the type of Benz, there's a way you approach it with caution. You start driving with sense. You start looking. When somebody scratches your car, oh my God, your own car now, Hyundai.
It's not just a Hyundai.
Have you seen the way we don't approach that car with?
It's not even just that it's a Hyundai. It's the type of Hyundai I happen to possess.
Yes.
Car.
Nobody has ever approached that car.
I love my little car, but...
Let me tell you something. Nobody has ever approached that car with care in this life. But you are not that. Don't care about the car.
Do you know the perfect example of this thing? If you visit somebody with my car, when you are going and they are seeing you off, they knock the top of the car.
Yeah.
They will knock
whereas if you're in a Benz, they can never do that.
In a respectable car, they gently shut the door and wave. But my car, they will they will knock the top of the car. And that tells you all you need to know.
That's the key about being high maintenance. So that I want you to know on the approach, you're aware that please, if you don't have maintenance spirit, just forget it. You don't have maintenance spirit, you don't have maintenance budget, just forget it. Cool girls, low maintenance girls, go and meet them where they are. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the moral of the story. Okay, well, this was a tangential. No, let me tell you the thing I did this week.
I'm listening.
I signed out of Instagram. Not for any dramatic reason, apart from procrastination. There's something I've been meant to do for 2 weeks. Every time I say I want to do it, that's when I now say, let me check my stories. I said, let me check what's going on Instagram. And then I was talking to one of my friends, and he just said, you're a big fool. I said, why? He said that we're doing serious. You know when you've entered the realm of amebo that apart from that person you're talking to, you can't say it outside. Because the depth of the amebo, as in, I was on this person's Instagram 2015. We had entered the amebo to a post from 2015. And the guy just said, we've been doing this thing for 30 minutes. And the reason you called me was because you always asked me something about the work you were doing. Then we now started talking about someone. I now made a point that no, since back in the day, they've been doing X, Y, Z. And I said, no, I said, let's go and check on this. That's how, when you're looking for a particular post. So you've been searching. I said, I remember what that one was when. Remember green. So I'm now looking at it. I just say, big fool. See, now you've been looking for this green picture since morning. So I just said, you know what? I'm actually, because I used to do this with Twitter all the time. I'll have what I need to do. I just said, let me open Twitter briefly for inspiration. You get. So I decided that until I do this work thing, I'm going to be out of Instagram. So the day I do it,
you'll come back. Sign back
in, which will be next week.
This brings me to my unsafe space of the week.
Okay.
Good. So I don't like when people post incomplete gist, but what they've posted requires audience participation.
What are you talking about?
Great example. let's say my enemy is leaving the podcast, right? And gets into a kerfuffle.
Okay.
That lands them in the hospital.
Okay.
Now, my enemy now takes a picture of drip.
Okay.
And posts it on their story. Where is the drip from? Who
what happened
is attached to the drip? What happened? Because it might be my enemy's loved one. It might be my enemy's friend. It might be my enemy's enemy.
Yeah.
Just, and in the days of this, we're all in the aesthetics age, it won't be filtered and it'll be from an angle. Tell us what happened.
Do you get? Are you really sick?
Yes,
sick,
because
or are you like?
Or what's going on?
Malaria?
Is this a vitamin drip? Like, what's going on? Because now some of us are sending hearts. We're saying hope you're okay. We're saying then you now say
you did a foolish thing. That's how you got there.
Or you say then I say hope you're okay. You now say working on it. Thanks. No. Come on. You open the door. Let's get the show on the road. Because what you're now going to make me do as a Yoruba Amebo girl is start
thinking.
No, because the problem is if it was just I would think.
You have to ask somebody.
I have to ask
somebody.
And now you've made me a nosy Parker. There was no need for that. If you had just from the beginning, by little drip, you just write due to my personal foolishness. Bye, Lushele. And then we now know what to tell you. Mumu, why did you do that?
Sorry.
But no, you've now made this a protracted.
You know my favorite one?
And I don't like
when people are posting and something is going on. They're going through something. But then now you have like maybe one or two options of what could be wrong. But you're not sure. So you can't actually message, hope, are you okay? Hope nothing, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't know the inner. I
don't like it.
Like, maybe just that's happened.
And the reason that it's unsafe space and unsafe space is because, as you can see, this is none of my business.
No, it's not.
But I just feel like human beings need to be a bit more considerate, even in their down times. Because even when Jesus was on the cross,
and this is why
this
is probably social media, because you hear something maybe, and it's not even always like that spicy. It's not even always, maybe someone broke up. Maybe like just something happened. You just heard, this happened or this person is going through that, this one now on. And you wanna just gauge, like depending on what they're posting, and trying to gauge what the further, do you understand? The further story is, the rest of the story. Or, let me tell you my favorite one. When people go on holiday in a group and you can't see the complete group.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you, coming on my brother, like, people go on a group holiday. Mm-hmm. It's a group holiday, so like this big house, couple of people, but they're only posting like 2, 3, 4 people. But you can't see that there are other people. Maybe, you're looking through that story, all of a sudden, one other person has like reposted them, and you're like, so you are there? Okay. Now you're piecing it together. Okay, 4 of you are there. But then,
that's not
so no, it's not, because I thought you were 4 or 5. But then you took a video of the spread of the dining table. I'm seeing 12 plates. I said, so who are the rest of the people? Are they female? Are they male? Do you get? And I don't like it, because I'm like, you brought me in.
Yes,
you brought me into.
This is the main thing.
You got there. You people did Villato. Okay, show us who, room by room. Okay, Jola and Kini are in this room. Finish. It's not a big deal. All of a sudden, you're out. I'm seeing this. Who is this? Who is this? And more importantly, who are they there with?
Yeah, that's just my thing. I know, again, some of you are not going to, because some of you like to pretend that you're
some of you are
better
but let
than
me tell
others.
You, I will do it.
And you're going to type and say, it's so crazy how Jola and FK don't realize that what they're talking about. Excuse. Let me tell you something.
See,
it's not about
if you're going to tell me that you've never seen anybody out here, I wonder how took this picture.
It's the well-being of the majority. You need to help us save time. Time is money. If you just from the beginning give us a brief, I did not say you should take a lot of time to do it. A brief synopsis of how we got to where we are right now.
Of the situation, a brief synopsis. But let me tell you something. I do love a who took this picture moment. I do love a holiday where you don't know who the photographer is.
It's the best.
It's the best. That's the best time. You don't know who I went with. It's the best. And that's my favorite kind of content.
Really?
And you just take 2 plates, 3 plates. You don't know what's going on.
No, that's not the one. It's just, and guys, I'm just saying this just as a personal
that's the thing. I just like the phone. Or someone will just post. You know, the other day, someone like a babe that I know, she posted. She was clearly coming out of a meeting, and she just posted, "Oh my God, this was amazing! Like, you know, can't wait for this to come out. What we've been working on." So I messaged her that, like, what now? She don't say, "Can't I wait?" I said, "No. How can you post this on your story? Am I the one that's supposed to wait 2 months with the rest of the general public to find out? Tell me now. Tell me what is happening." She said, "Now why?" She said that. She now sent me screenshots, like 3 of her friends have messaged her that. No, so are you going to tell us or not?
Yeah.
Because I was like, what do you mean you're posting, "Oh, can't wait for you"? So you are who? I'm not waiting for anybody. Yeah. You tell me now. Let's celebrate now. Forget it.
Exactly. So
that's
just what I wanted to say.
Somebody that does not want anybody to know what they're working on. Why did they post it on Instagram stories? That, "Oh, you know, this was such an amazing meeting." I said, "We do. What happened?" I said, "What are you working on again?" She just said, so you can't." I said, "You posted it for this exact. I'm not waiting for anybody. I want you to tell me now. I don't want to find out with the plebs."
The plebs?
No, because let me tell you what I want. When she now posts it finally, and I say, "Oh my God, finally, this is..."
Oh my God. That's another unsafe space.
I love that.
I hate I've been keeping this for so long, friend. I hate them.
Let me tell you,
I have a mutual friend in particular.
I love it.
I have a mutual friend in particular.
I think it's wonderful.
That I want to start calling and if I want to call them a first to know apostle. Because no matter what the news is,
they know.
When I say no matter, it can be death that somebody's announcing. He will be there saying, "Finally, we can talk about this." And I just want to say to him sometimes, "Uncle, it's not every day."
But can I say something? Don't you wonder why you are not the first? Why nobody is rushing to tell you anything?
No, it's not that. Let me just something. Kemi.
No, I want to know.
The reason why this is so passionate, I'm passionate about this subject, is that if people had listened to done my synopsis issue,
nobody will have this issue.
We won't be here. Which one is so glad your friend got engaged? It's not you that got engaged. Now, they decided, like, for personal reasons, that maybe they are anxious, maybe they just don't really want to talk about it. Maybe they stole the wife or the husband.
Are you crazy?
So they're not talking about it.
Or maybe, like, for most people, it's just a personal moment. What the hell is it?
That was my first option now. But maybe they also stole. Maybe they borrowed. Maybe the person is wanted by EFCC. There's a lot that could be going on. One of the partners is, into juju. Something might be going on. So they keep it quiet now.
They've announced it.
No, maybe what happens is, because what usually tends to happen, based on my many years of experience, is that, like, maybe a week or 2 weeks to the traditional wedding,
somebody will post it.
The bride or groom starts posting wedding preparation content.
Yeah.
And they post a picture. All those, they are looking into each other's eyes.
Photo shoots.
All those beige brown photo shoots. You now see normal people. They're saying, "Oh my gosh, congratulations." And
then people like me, finally you posted it.
Finally, my people. Like, for God's sake. And then you know what to say, okay, come here, I want to now say, okay, they like him or they like me, okay. Best in friend though. Okay, they told you. They now irritate me. You now post it. They now post they'll post the image. They'll first post the image on their stories. Because they want to show you that truly
they have the picture.
I am the preferred friend.
As if, they have the JPEG.
No, they first repost the pic from the shoot. They now post a screenshot of when the friend called them to tell them. And all I want to say is you are.
And then my favorite one, they'll now post another BTS. Another BTS of when they found out when you were not there.
When you are not there. And this is about everything. Somebody might be relocating. They've not said anything to anybody. Then they now post Canada sky. You guys know what I mean. That blue, very blue sky. They now write something like, "New beginnings, new road, new era." everybody else is there writing there.
So you finally made it. So glad we went on this journey.
Good luck to you. Moses, you have reached your Goshen. Just writing. People are writing encouraging things. You will not see one. Family. My family. Just want to
I love it so much because it's just like oh my god, finally. I've been keeping this for so long, and I'm like, yeah.
I want to reach into my phone, grab them by the neck.
You are not posting them at the airport. I say, okay, good.
Okay,
you're there.
It's just something that it really.
I do enjoy it. Though. Let me tell you, my favorite thing is to now, especially when it's like to post an off the cuff. Do you get an image that you don't have because you weren't there? That's why I'm saying BTS.
I hate it so much.
I love it. I love a good BTS of a situation where you're just not aware, you're not involved. I know what's going on.
Okay, I forgot the worst test. And it's back to this wedding. I know that somebody's going to wake up one day and say, okay, Jola, your own unsafe space, wedding is always involved. But let me give you an example. A couple that's been quiet, like I say, married. So maybe a lot of people didn't know they were dating.
Yeah.
Or they didn't realize that, okay, this is now everybody that is reposting is using the badge pic. You now want to show that a year ago, you are with them in La Taverna.
So you post that's what I'm saying. That's a BTS. You posted. We're there when they first, where it all began.
And I want to say something to you guys.
It's all. Let me tell you another favorite one. When someone has a baby and then it's after they have the baby, they've had the baby for like 1 month. They've now posted their maternity shoots. You are now there, oh my God, baby D. Okay, so you know the name. No! So you know the baby.
The rest of us are witches and wizards.
No, everybody else is just on.
That's why we are going to be. That's why we're going to be saying the baby. You say, have the extra letter.
Oh my gosh!
So hinge.
Finally, baby D. I say, okay, so you know I
just hate when
you went to the name. You went to the name.
I hate an Indino person or somebody like buys a new house or builds a new house. Now say, can't wait to cook in your kitchen. Okay, so us are not going to be in the kitchen. Okay, what happened?
Honestly, I love it so much. I think it's so fun because you see.
And the person did not show the kitchen.
No.
So what they were trying to tell us is that the kitchen is nice. And me, I've been there. A cat, good. The cat is out of the bag. You, the cat and the bag. God will punish all of you. You plus that stupid cat and the even more foolish bag. All of you will be punished severely by the Almighty.
I love it.
The cat is out of the bag.
Much.
I can't stand. Let me tell you something. I can't stand an Indino babe.
This one, I actually love it. When I see it, it's sweet me. I love it. I love it. Especially when I'm the one doing it.
Because what they want.
I think it's phenomenal.
There's something. They're trying to, like, do you know how you know I'm a terrible person?
And let me tell you my favorite one, like when there's like a new place or something. See, I love it because you don't post, you just tag, where's this one? Where's so no, it hasn't opened yet.
Yeah, insane.
How will you know? So why did I post it since it's not open? No, that's what you have to ask me. Why did I post it since you can't go there? The place is not open, but I'm there. It's very important. You should come in soon.
Speaking of opening soon, fake him.
What?
Do you know how sometimes they say things about people stealing people's glory? I know the glory I want to steal.
Who?
Kehinde and Taiwo Smith.
Do you know
I
what?
want to steal
Let me not lie
their
to
glory.
You know what?
I want to steal their glory.
In terms of opening places, I can't lie. It's worth it.
Let me say something.
If you take one, I can take one.
There's 4 remaining. There's cafeteria. There's Maple. They just opened a cocktail room.
No, you take the whole glory. You don't take it one by one.
Wait, I'm just trying. Let's count. Cafeteria, Maple. They just opened their cocktail lounge.
My extensions,
the skincare, and then the Airbnb.
A fabulous.
And they're doing well.
And a beautiful aesthetic. Anyway, I just love it.
So
one of them does art.
If anybody is into glory shifting, glory movement, glory swapping, because as I am my own.
I'm not swapping. I'm only adding.
Let me not lie to you.
Please.
This my current glory dimension. It's not working for me. I can't lie to you.
Please, I can't lie. I'm not doing swapping.
So if anybody
it's only stealing
And adding.
I'm interested. And even that still is only one part. Because you know the whole thing, there's a lot of dimension. Is this particular dimension? I want to just grab it.
Yeah. I think those girls are on.
Because it's just I love people that like don't miss.
Yeah, they're on courage. Like they are very, very like
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So
I haven't been to the Smiths. But
yeah, I wasn't able to make it.
Okay, sorry. This is a perfect example of what we're just talking about. You know, she posted about the name and the apostrophe thing. Normal human beings like us, we're discussing the matter of the grammar, apostrophe S. Other people are like, but for the type of place it is, I say, shut up. You fool. They said you should question if the apostrophe is at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle. Are you on the father's side? Are you on... They were trying to figure out
where to put the apostrophe.
The name. No, there was a debate. She posted that in their family group, there was a debate whether it should be the Smiths, like Smith apostrophe S, or the Smiths, like plural. And so she posted everybody, her dad, or everybody's opinion that what do people think it is for a new place that they're opening. And so, of course, everybody was like, no, I think it should be the Smiths. I think it should be...
Okay.
People were not posting... some people... Wait, some people now, if it's Smith, it's a possessive apostrophe. I said, bro, then in the know.
In the know now came.
They didn't face apostrophe matter. They faced no, but for this kind of setting it is. I just said, shut up. So you know the setting. Shut up. That's not what they said. They said it's amalgam. It's tested in English.
Do you know, and I know the in the know types. They've been there since primary school.
God bless you.
You are the ones in primary school that the teacher will ask a question. What is a noun? Ma, what's the context? Okay, so you mean you finished the whole first aid in English? They said we should reach chapter 1 and 2 before we come. You finish it. Then after saying, because my sister is in primary 4. So we did it at home. I've read the book before. My teacher taught me. They've carried that attitude into the future.
I said, some people are saying, no, for the setting, I just feel like this will work. Shut up. That's not what they asked us to do.
This person calls themselves Boko Badi.
Hey,
Says it's a little complicated. So I'm that friend in the friendship group who never has a +1 to parties. And I'm also that friend who supposedly, emphasis on supposed, stolen my friend's love interest. They never materialized into anything. And we had a talking stage that lasted for 11 months.
Sorry. Was that it?
And people don't trust me around their significant others anymore. I wonder why. Anyway, so the problem at hand...
Can we go back to the fact that the talking stage
was 11 months?
Almost one calendar year.
Anyway, so the problem at hand, yet another friend was served breakfast. Around the same time, I was beginning to have a budding friendship with the guy in question. My friend was aware and said they were cool about it. Now that things have ended, I've gotten really close to the guy while my friend reaches out to me for quasi-therapy sessions on how to navigate through the heartbreak. To be honest, the boy never wanted anything serious, but my friend got loved up. Shasha, I'm here wondering what to do. I really appreciate the friendship with this guy, but my friend has been giving me the cold shoulder like I'm supposed to cut ties with them. Even though I've only known the guy for 3 months, we're sort of closer than the other friend in question. We share a lot of things in common and we're about to partner for a business startup. I don't want to be the disloyal friend and also not to lose out on passive income because of some childish idea of not having anything to do with their friend's ex. Help. Let me know, Laisha. The boy is entering my eye, but I've had to play it cool. My folks have met him and the vibe for real. But then again, we're only friends. Am I a deluded hypocrite?
Yeah, a criminal. So she's a clown. Because this is I'm playing, even as you're typing, you know that you're saying rubbish. I'm playing it cool.
And we're doing startup.
I'm doing this one. Friends. But he's entering my eye. But why even closer than
my family vibe?
Shut up.
You're a bad person.
You like him. I don't, you know what? This level of self-deceit, it's uncalled for. You're a grown babe. You like him. Okay. You like him and he showed your friend shaggy or it didn't work out or whatever. And so you're a bad person. That's just it. There's not a big deal. See, personally, when it comes to things like this, I have only one kidney. Only risk messing up your friendship if you think that this is going to be like a for real thing. If it's just that he's entering your eye, this one. In my own personal opinion, it's never worth it.
Ever.
Unless it is like, this is, legit, which it usually is bloody not. This is the love of your life. If people are going to marry and like, him and your friend was just, an accident, and maybe it ended and like it's kind of okay. Nobody is where your friend is at, where it ended and like it has passed. These are the only scenarios where I see things like this like panning out, where it's like this thing is not going to work.
She's also like, I don't
nobody
understand.
is caring. But you're being coy about it because you're trying to act like you're a cool girl and nothing is going on. But don't she start up is meeting your family. Yeah, forming that in 3 months you're closer. What are you doing? You're gonna jeopardize your friendship.
And this thing is definitely not going to work. Let me just
you're going to jeopardize your friendship after having done talking stage for 2, for one whole year of your life with somebody else again. I think you need to keep it moving. Like, I just personally, Sha, I'm not seeing what is there that is making you jeopardize your friendship on top of this man's head. And that startup is not going to work.
This now leads to the final one, and I love it. This one is called Black Tax.
Good.
I'm sorry for the long story in advance. My younger brother is entitled. I'm the first daughter. My sibling, mom, and I are primary providers. My father is a deadbeat. I have absolutely no problem helping out at home and my other siblings. The issue is my 20-year-old younger brother doesn't seem to understand things aren't as lavish as they were for us. The problem isn't the billing. It's the way he's extravagant. And when I say I'm broke, which I actually am, he calls me stingy, reports me to the rest of the family. It hurts a lot because anyone who knows me knows I'm far from a stingy person, especially if I'm able. We kind of have a division of labor system. I take care of my younger brother and buy XYZ for the house. I've tried to trade with someone else, but they keep saying no. Telling me to learn to tell him no or help him be more responsible. Lie. Nobody just wants that headache. He said he uses phrases like, because you have money now. When I blow, I'm not giving you people anything. And many other things when I tell him I do not have money. To stop the incessant calls from him, which is every 3 days at this point, I put him on an allowance of 70,000. Tell me why he spent it all on a pair of Vans sneakers, I think, or that's what he calls it. I know 70K isn't much, but I didn't believe this stupid boy would squander it in 2 days. We grew up with money at some point, and he attends a private university with some of the richest kids in the country. So I've been trying to cut him some slack, but this shit is getting too much. I've had to sacrifice a lot to make sure I provide the best of my abilities alongside my mom and brother, but this guy is not making it easy. Please, is this a forever problem, or is there any advice that can help me change his ways? I love you, ladies, and hope you respond. God bless you.
Dear.
Now.
He's 20 years old, honey. He's not a baby, and he's a clown. Is that shoe he should be eating?
Yes, I was about to say that.
See, for
the
this
truth
month,
is, leather is common.
That shoe.
Leather is common.
I said that shoe, let him be eating it. That honestly, that is my only advice to you. That very shoe, he should eat it because he's not serious. Your whole allowance.
One Vans.
One singular Vans. Look at the nonsense shoe, for God's sake. You didn't even go and buy it. Vans. I'm just so irritated, the lack of taste.
Vans, There's
a shoe you could have, 1 or 2 shoes can measure. I said, fair enough.
You've absolutely not done anything wrong. The problem is that you've gotten the short end of the stick.
You have.
Your brother and your mother have swindled you.
They have.
They put the problem.
They swindled you because they know that instead of them to give you, I don't know, DSTV.
Yeah, more house responsibilities.
They said no, it's you and this boy.
They gave you your younger brother.
They give because they know that. And the thing is, he also knows he's taking the piss. Let me lie to you. Because this whole, when I blow, is it with the Vans of fair blow? Oh, I pity you. Listen, let me know, like, he's 20, he's in uni, and he has messed up. I think it's time you let him figure this month out. Not that he would die, let him remember that the money is not coming from...
When he calls, you say you're going to make a grand total of 15K.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. He spent the entire allowance in 2 days.
He's done.
He's in a private university.
See, he's done.
That means he's not paying for water. What's he paying for his lunch?
He's done.
Oh, they give them food, don't they? You pay for their meal tickets.
He's done. See, send him 10K. He's finished.
Yes, send him 10K.
Let him figure it out.
Let him figure the rest out.
Because you know the thing.
He has no value for money.
Yeah, because the truth is that if he can do that, so it's not just him calling you for money. It's him knowing that he can spend his whole allowance on a pair of shoes and you won't do anything. He will still call you back. You still give him money. And my dear, the only way this thing is going to stop is for you to decide. Because let me tell you the truth, he won't die. He's 20 years old. I promise you he'll figure it out. He has friends. Well, I say he will figure it out. We all did stupid things with money in uni. And guess what? We quite figured it out.
Tell me one thing about yourself that people would never believe about you. Or make it don't make it one deep thing.
No. I'm trying to think of
Because
it.
don't make me cry.
I'm trying to think of a funny thing. I don't know.
It doesn't need to be funny. It can be like silly or weird.
That's what I'm thinking about. People would never believe. Would they not?
Or people will be surprised.
That's what I'm trying to remember. Do you know the thing is, I think about these things at random times.
God,
and then all of a
please.
sudden, I don't bloody remember. I don't actually know. You go.
If I find a person very attractive, no matter how long we've been together, it's very difficult for me to look them in the eye. Like it comes in like fits. So we'll be talking.
That is
all of a sudden I'll be like, oh my God, I find this person so attractive, and I'll just start looking.
That is too funny.
I'll start looking helter-skelter.
Do you know I have the exact opposite thing? If I find a person so attractive, I like in my mind, we have to engage. I just feel
what
like
I mean is, no, you don't understand. This person can be my boyfriend.
And you can't look
I
them
will
in the
start
eye.
talking about something, and then halfway through, I'll be like, oh my God. And then I'll just start looking at the table or looking at my hands
This
or
is
focused
killing
on
me.
the road.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, well, on the same note, I'm a lover girl. Oh.
Yes.
I
Fake truly is.
See, I'm not a hard bait. If you see me in that contest, you'll be shy. You'll be ashamed. Me, myself, I'm shy. It is so... I find it ridiculous because I'm like, wow, I thought I was a hard babe. There's a point.
There's a
I'm a
tipping
hard
point.
babe. And then once that tipping point comes, honestly, it's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Very, very. If you're a wicked person, that's what they used to sell me. It's actually no, people don't believe that. But I'm telling you, people find it really funny. But that's life. So that's all. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys, for listening.
For coming to this episode. And good day, good night.
Good day, good night. Don't forget to listen, subscribe, like, share.
Are you insane?
Danga. All right, guys. Bye.